It's a very good question to ask. Why do people need so many? So many people need knee operations. I've got friends who need it. I've met people who've had it. People said they can't wait to get it. So, what is the cause? Excuse me. What is the cause of knees wearing out? And when if you have to replace your knee, what can you do to help recover? The thing about knees is they like ball joints on a car. They need to be oiled. They need to have a good diet and stay away from sugar. To keep, well, sugar is a drying agent. Salt's not. Salt helps the electrical conductivity through your body, which helps replenish your cells. Sugar can't do that as well. And it doesn't do that. Well, that's one part of it is diet. Another part is sitting down too much. Just sitting all day and then just arriving again. Your knees, and you need to go for a walk for an hour every day. You must. That's why I said they take 10,000 steps. Well, who's counting the steps? Just go for an hour's walk a day, and you will find that your knees they'll never wear out. No matter what you've been doing, because what happens is many times people they sit in air-conditioned offices. They're sitting in an air-conditioned car and also in an air-conditioned home. And they're sitting. The point about that is they're sitting. And it makes the knees cold. And that constant cooling the knees. When they get out the car, you can find this out. You can do the trick. Just find out. Go in a car. If you're careful about this, you don't freeze your knees when you're driving. And because you put a blanket over them, if you have to have the air conditioning, you put a blanket over your knees. Otherwise, you go along and get frozen knees or cold knees. You get out your car and it was click, click, click. That's because the muscles have all shrunk and put pressure then upon the ball joint itself. There's things happening. It's not, and plus you're not getting actually enough exercise, standing and moving your knees and strengthening the muscles around your knees. And this seems to me the knee we neglect. We walk around and we go through our lives and we watch other people think, well, I hope I don't get these bad knees. And I thought many years ago you work and you bang your knee and you twist your knee, all sorts of things you can do to your knees. You think, oh, hope I recover because I do not want to, this could be wreck my life. So as soon as my knees hurt or sore or twist them slightly, I get on the bike and I ride a bike. I know that sounds contrary to what we should. No, the knees are very special, unless it's actually a torn ligament that can't be fixed by exercise and movement. The knees are very, very tough pieces of material, and they keeping them strong and by flexing your muscles around your knees when it's what you're doing when you're cycling or walking up hills and things like this will help you build the support for your knees so the ball joints are not grating in each other. So what happens between the ball joints, which they say is arthritis, some of it may be, some of it is more than likely not. It's little crystalline calcite crystallites are built up on the face of the bone, on the shiny ball joints of the bone. It builds up there, and because it's not enough gap, there's no muscles to support the knees. So there's not that slight, or you're sitting in one place too much, and therefore you're reducing the gap by gravity or whatever, and just that's it. And not allowed to not getting the right enough fluid, because the fluid's put into your knees by moving like that. It's oiled like that from one end to the other. It moves it and keeps the fluid. But if it's not moving for a long time and it gets cold, it can cause a bit of friction. But then you get a build-up of little crystals, and they score then the face of that ball, and that can give a lot of pain and trouble. So this is one of the reasons it's arthritis. It's just a lack of. If that happens, start moving. Do not get frightened of walking up hills or getting on a bike, because those things improve your lung function. They don't just improve your knees, but they also help. If you're improving your knees, you're improving the whole of your health. This is the whole point. The knees, the ankles and knees are the most important part of our bodies. We don't think, oh, we want to lift our muscles and look at our muscles. But actually, as we get older, the stronger our feet, our ankles and legs are, and the lower our lower abdomen is, around the groin, especially around the buttocks. As long as the rest of the body, you don't need to be so strong when you're not lifting big weights up. There's no point. You can keep yourself fit and slim as well as you can, but making sure the bottom half of you, your abdomen, is as strong as it can possibly be, and keep that and do it rigidly, and keep your knees flexible. Do exercises to move your knees up and down. Do it on a daily basis. Make it a religion. It's the best religion you can have is your health. It's the best religion there can possibly be is your own health, because this is our sanctuary. This is our body. So we got to treat it. Sometimes we often neglect it in many ways, but there's ways we can help us avoid things like knee replacements and hip replacements and all those sort of things, which are basic lifestyle cause diseases, by lack of understanding of how to exercise the body and what have you, and the right nutrition when you're doing certain jobs or certain things that cause and have an erroneous long-term effect upon your body. So if you keep that in mind, and keep the fact that you've got to keep your knees flexible, you've got to make, and if you've had an operation on your knee, it's vital then you get some understanding from somewhere, or your own understanding or your own self-education about it, about how to tighten up the muscles all around that knee what's been has had the operation on it, because it takes a long time, quite a while for the bone to knit into the metallic part, but then the muscles itself, then people seem to tend to sit down. As soon as you can, you must start moving. You maybe have to sit on a couch and lift your leg up and down, but as soon as you can, you must get them muscles working. And if you can, pick a bowl, but marble up or something with your toes, because that is also making you work your muscles all the way down your legs. Simple as that sounds, or moving the balls of your feet, trying to curl your feet up. It's still part of the process of this understanding. The more you keep your body flexible, the better and longer it will last. The more useful it will be to you, the person, more longer in your life. And if you, this way will stop you becoming a burden upon yourself, a burden upon your wife, a burden upon society, a burden upon government, a burden upon corporations, because you will then be far less of a burden on the health system, because it's very costly for the government to run these other things, and it's costly for yourself not to look after yourself, so you can avoid the consequences of not doing so. Anyway, that's how to look after your knees. Keep them mobile. If you're in the air conditioning all day, keep them warm. One thing you can do to keep them warm is to get a sleeve off a jumper, cut it off and put it around your knees, because this is a really, even if you're in cold climates, put that around your knees when you're walking around, as plenty of people do anyway. Stop you getting, the knees can't get cold, and they say it's arthritis. Maybe it's a chill in the knee because you got too cold, and somehow it's affected the way the body acts. But more than likely it's because of lack of fluid in the knee, because sitting too long, kneeling too long, whatever it is, done something, but not then. It doesn't matter about doing sitting, we can only sit so long, but you got to go do quite some time of movement and strengthening exercises that compensate for all the time you're sitting. Because we're supposed to be an hunter and a gatherer, and the son who can sit around in the evening and relax after we've done our work, not sit all day sitting down in a car, sitting down at home. You're not doing yourself any good, even though your money is in life. What you do for a living is not your life. It's what you do outside your living, outside of your where you work. That is your life. If you can have skills and ideas and creativity that's outside of your working life, that's far more valuable in the long run than it is all the money you'll ever earn working for anyone or working for yourself. That's the most important capital you have, keeping your health and keeping your wits about you as you get old, because you need to be aware of what's going on in the world, and be aware that keeping fit and healthy is the best protection you have against anything.